Hello my friends, I have another curriculum flip through for you, and today we're taking a look through an Excel book pack for Year 8. These Excel book packs are put together by Pascal Press, and I actually had no idea that when you purchase a bunch of Excel books together like this in the predetermined book packs that Pascal Press have put together, you save yourself a bunch of coin. I was oblivious to that one. And they've curated these book packs to span several grades, and pretty much most of the subject areas as well are all covered under all of these different book packs that Pascal Press have put together. So when they reached out to me to ask if I wanted to take a look at one of their book packs and then of course share it with you, I jumped at the opportunity. So today I'm sharing with you the Excel Core Subjects book pack for Year 8. And when you grab these books in the pack, you will save yourself 25%. So let's jump on in and take a look at each one of these. Let's start with the English workbook, Essential Skills. Look, I do think it's important to point out, this is generally used as an added extra in the classroom. It's not a complete English curriculum, and I think for those of you homeschooling, that is an important point to remember, because I do see a lot of homeschoolers recommend these as an English program, and they are not an English program, or at least not a complete program. From my understanding of looking through it, we haven't started anything yet. It doesn't really do the teaching. This is a supplement to what happens in the classroom. So please just keep that in mind. But as you'll see, when I open it up, that it does cover various types of texts, as you can see from the contents page. Then also it covers along with punctuation, grammar, and also comprehension skills. So there is quite a bit in here. It is relatively easy to follow, and each particular chapter is really quite different to the one before, simply because it's looking at different text types. So the first chapter is looking at a speech, and it will point out the things that we need to look at. You've got some comprehension questions and then some writing skills activities to go along with this speech. Vocabulary, punctuation, grammar. So it is all there. It's great practice, but there may be areas that you need to actually do some explicit teaching around. So there's a lot just for one chapter, as you can see. And then we move on to chapter 2, which is a short story. So again, the same thing. Remember, this is grade 8. So we've got a short story, we read the story, we go through what it's pointing out to us here in the borders, and then we work through the activities that go along with the short story. A newspaper report. We have an advertisement. So the activities will be different based on the fact that the text type is an advertisement, but it still covers the same core concepts: comprehension, writing skills, vocabulary, focus on punctuation, word study, grammar, proofreading. So it's really good, quick, brief overviews of different text types. But as you can see by looking at this, it is not an explicit teaching English program. So I do think that's something important to keep in mind. But I'm actually really looking forward to doing some of this because I just think it'll be a nice addition to the other things that we do here in our home. Okay, so that's the English. Then we move on to the Smart Study Science. Now the idea, from my understanding of this particular book, is that it's a study help book. So especially for those kids who are looking to improve their skills, they want to revise the science that they've been doing throughout the year in preparation for exams. Again, it's not necessarily a explicit science program. So you've got here, you start here in the biological sciences, and we start with microscopes. Straight away, the top of the page tells you this is a quick revision. So we read, and it is assumed that the child will actually know the answers to this because this is a study guide. So it's assumed the child should know the answers. If they don't, the answers are all down the bottom. And we work our way through the microscope revision. Then we move on to cells, quick revision area. So it's got all the information that the child would learn, and if you want a really quick sort of overview of the biological sciences in grade 8, then this would do the trick. But again, as I said with the English book, it's not to be used as a teaching guide. It doesn't replace science. It doesn't replace a science textbook, let's say. It goes along with the science textbook to ensure that the student has learned what they needed to learn. So this one just keeps working its way through. I'll skip forward a little bit and I'll see if I can get out of, here we go, we're now into chemistry, so we're looking at elements and compounds. And if I continue to flip through, metals and ores. So the premise is the same, basically all the way through. You'll have a revision summary, a revision test, and then more quick revision for each section. So this really is a succinct, quick way to revise all of the science covered in a standard grade 8 level. We have mathematics. Again, this is the exact same premise as the science book. This is not a explicit maths program or a maths curriculum that's going to teach you all of the math concepts. This is a revision book. However, it does give you clear study notes, and it does show you the examples of how to work out. So for kids who may have a maths workbook or something like that and they may be struggling, then this could be a nice addition to help them out with some of those key areas. So again, you've got percentages, study notes, which will show the workings, and then they'll have a skills check page and a test or a practice test for them to work on. And what I do like, depending on the child, is you've got an intermediate test, and then you have a more advanced test. So you can push those children that are a little bit more advanced with their skills. And finally, we have the problem solving workbook. I'm really keen on this one. I quite like, because I feel problem solving in math is a huge area, and it's definitely something that we need to be placing some focus on, because let's face it, problem solving is real world math. So it's specifically written for the Australian curriculum, so you know that it aligns well. Explains how to use the book. Again, it has revision tests, covers quite a bit of content in here in a complete problem solving fashion. So here we're looking at integers, explains it all, how to do it, gives you examples, and then it gets straight into some problems. So a town's minimum temperature was minus 13 degrees Celsius. Later that day, the maximum was 9 degrees Celsius. What was the range in temperature? So really good, valuable, hands-on problem solving skills to go with the math that the kids are actually learning in math class or in their current math workbook or textbook. I do like the idea of this one, and it will definitely be well used here at home for us. So they are the 4 books: problem solving, smart study mathematics, smart study science, and then the English workbook. Hope that has helped you have a better look inside the Excel range. Thank you to Pascal Press for sending these over to me. Until next time, bye for now.